Okay. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Welcome to this third session on mental health. Ajay Sleep Niche. Before I hand over to Chetnaben, I will just say the Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhur Swaha Tasuvitir Varenium Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhur Swaha Tasuvitir Varenium Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhur Swaha Tasuvitir Varenium Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Shri Krishna, everybody, welcome. Chetnaben, if you, hopefully you can share the slides.
Yeah.
Everybody, if we can keep muted, that would be great. If you have any questions, please either put on the chat. Once Chetnaben is finished, you can unmute yourself and then ask any questions. Shri Krishna, thank you.
Can everybody see? Yeah.
Yes, we can see the slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. Jai Shri Krishna, Vandana, thank you very much for coming today for our session on sleep. So thank you, once again to Shri Prajapati Association for having me. I feel really quite honoured to be here today, and I'm really pleased we've got a lovely turnout. We've got international people coming in as well, so that's lovely. I'll be using Gujarati in the session, which isn't set by any standard as such. It's done by relatives and Google Translate. Gujarati family ma bole translate nathi from any standard. So just a quick, people that have been before will know, but some housekeeping today. Please, but respect each other. Let's not be judgmental. We talk about sensitive things when we talk about mental health, and whether question pucheta, please, respect that, and we don't talk about it outside of here. We keep it in this session, we keep it confidential. And if anybody feels that they're at risk, or please get medical attention for yourself, because you're responsible for your own behavior. So, safely feel type of, please get help. So who am I? So my name is Chetnaben Mistry. I am a qualified mental health nurse of 20 years. I know I only look 21. I have a degree in nursing and also MSc. I've qualified recently as something called systemic family practitioner, so I do some family therapy work. My work incorporates lots of different skills in working with people with mental health that include things like cognitive behavior therapy, some of you might have heard of that, dialectical behavior therapy, some coaching experience, and I've worked in different mental health settings, from inpatient, so that's seen people that have been admitted voluntarily or involuntarily under what is known as a Mental Health Act section, and also worked in the community of Gere. At the moment, my current role, I work in the NHS at the moment as a mental health nurse and a systemic family practitioner within the child and adolescent mental health services. So the aims of Diamond Mindset, I set up this company to help people to achieve clarity and strength of mind, because if we can think clearly and feel mentally strong, we can do anything we want, we can challenge ourselves, we can grow, we can develop. I'm just, I'm really passionate about reducing stigma around mental health, which is why, I'm really pleased to be here today talking about this topic. There is a stigma Is somebody drawing on the screen, or is it just I can see? Yes, so I like to try and contribute to tackling that stigma. I want to educate people about mental health, because if you know about why we think and feel how we do, we can do something about it, and we're not afraid of it. Because well, what happened, we feel, oh, I'm told to them, and we try to run away from it. But if we are aware, then we can do something about it. So, offer coaching and support to help you improve your well-being. And I offer tips and suggestions to look after your mental health. So why is sleep important? Why are we talking about sleep today? Well, it's really important because sleep helps your body to repair, to focus and help you function the next day. So when we're asleep, your body releases chemicals that help your body to rejuvenate, to, it nourishes it so that you're ready to function the next day. Then you can wake up and, you can be very active, you can eat well, you can concentrate. So it's really important that we actually, think, right, sleep is important and give it that importance, because we can manage, but it's really important because it can affect our physical health. It affects all the different hormones for daily functioning, so it can affect your weight. So we can gain weight because we might end up eating the wrong food. It increases your risk of heart difficulties and heart disease. It can prolong illness duration. So if you're, it takes longer to recover from illness or ill health if we're not getting a good night's sleep. You can't function properly, mental function. It affects your brain. It affects your blood pressure, affects your body functioning. If we don't get a good night's sleep, you might feel a bit shaky, you might drop things. What's the body diet? It affects your mental well-being. It can affect your mood. You might feel down, you might feel a bit anxious, you might feel irritable and restless, so you're more likely to snap and shout at people, but your arguments tie in the family, and then relationships so you then fall out, and then we don't talk to each other, and you feel tired. And your day-to-day functioning, because we're tired and you've not had enough sleep and your body hasn't had the chance to recuperate, we can't concentrate, we can't focus on what we need to do, meaning if we've got jobs we need to do, we can't do it, we can't complete tasks. We struggle with memory and we might forget things. So because we are so tired. Like I said, it affects your relationships, and it affects your dietary intake. Because we're so tired, we might be willing, we might be more prone to, get that quick sugar rush. So we want to, eat lots of chocolate and cake and not as much fresh fruit and vegetables. It affects your social life, because you're so tired. We don't want to go up and and because we might be irritable, we might have fallouts with people, so you might think, oh well, they don't want to go out with them, so there'll be some sort of relationship difficulties that could contribute to that. Because we struggle with concentration and focus, it can affect our ability to judge risk. So because you might be tired, for example, because we're just not focusing and concentrating, so that we struggle to judge these risks, and we can put ourselves in danger. And it affects our, ability to go to school and to go to work because we're so tired and we might end up going off sick. Sleep, how much sleep do we need? Well, most adults need 6 to 9 hours of sleep a day, and that varies from person to person. Everyone is different. Everybody has, different sleep needs. Amount of sleep joy. But age as well, age makes a difference. The older we get, the less sleep we need. The less sleep we need, and also activity. If we are, active, if we do sports and exercise, we're going to get some sleep. And also we can get into a cycle of you can't sleep, so you can't sleep, so you worry that you can't sleep, and because you can't sleep and you worry, the worrying keeps you awake. So चिंता करे तो ऊँग नहीं आवे ने पछी आपले चिंता करे एटले पछी ऊँग नहीं आवे. So you then cycle થઈ જાય that you can't get out of, and then you just don't get any sleep. So sorry, just trying to clear the screen. Please bear with us.
Just 10 Malaysian
Okay, we'll just mute everybody as well, Chetnaben, and then if you unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, my IT guy needed to just fix.
Yeah. Okay.
Lovely. Can I carry on?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we mean by sleep difficulties? We can't get to sleep. You try to get to sleep and you're tossing and turning. So we can't actually fall asleep, or we lay there awake. But the image body day. So we lay in bed awake, and we might get up early in the morning, or we might get up in the night. We might sort of go to sleep at 10 o'clock. Really we get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, but we don't need to. So, these are some of the things that we mean by sleep difficulties. Might get up several times at night. So, so getting up throughout the night. And sometimes we might be sleeping too much, more time sleeping than awake. And that can be a problem as well. So when we are sleeping, what can actually affect our sleep, our health? If you've got any difficulties, any health, if we're in pain, though we can't always get to sleep. So we can't sleep. And if you've got anxiety and depression, you worry about things, so that might be keeping you awake. Your lifestyle, how you manage your stress affects how you sleep. Your shift work, antisocial working hours, that can affect your sleep pattern. Having a new baby, we all know, those that have had children, that when there's a new baby, we don't get much sleep because they need attention and we need to get up throughout the night. Having too much caffeine, so having lots of tea and coffee, and that can keep you awake, and too much sugar can affect And having a busy social and work life, it's like I am on the go. Friends have going to you know, we're not winding down, we're just filling our day up with activity. Electronic devices, you know, everybody's got phones, tablets, laptops, you know, and sometimes if you are looking at emails for work or anything before you go to sleep, if there's something that's going to worry you, you're going to be going over it in your head, and it's going to cause you stress, so you can't sleep. And also these devices radiate blue light, which keep us awake, and what that does is pushes down the sleep hormone called melatonin, which means that natural hormone that we need to help us go to sleep isn't being released as much, so we don't feel as tired to go to sleep. You know, stressors, you know, if we've got difficulties with relationships, you know, any sort of money worries about work, or there might be something going on at work, you know, loss, bereavement, you know, all these things can affect your sleep, because, you know, we're worrying about things. Now, you know, that's the word I'm after. Your activity levels, if we sit at home all day, we're not going to be tired enough to go to sleep. We're not going to less likely to go to sleep. The environment, what's, you know, your room, if it's too loud, you know, we can't sleep because of the noise, or even it smells as well. If there's a horrid smell or something, we can struggle to go to sleep. And lighting as well, and we struggle to go to sleep. So these things all contribute to how well we can, you know, how well we sleep. Now, age, the older we get, the less sleep we need. You know, and our changing sleep habits can change, not necessarily, but, you know, but long-term not being able to sleep is not normal in older age. You know, there are some changes, but, you know, that's not normal. Then you need to get help. So I want to talk about something called sleep hygiene. Some might have heard of it, some might not. So what is sleep hygiene? It looks at your bedtime routine and your habits before you go to bed. So that is what sleep hygiene is. So if anybody's ever been to the doctor, or anybody that, you know, they may have referred to as like this, you need a good sleep hygiene. And by having a healthy routine and habits before bed, it helps you to go to bed. It helps you to actually sleep and get a good night's sleep. And it's also really important because what it does, so why do we need a bedtime routine? Well, what we need to do is we need to train our brain and bodies to know when it's time to sleep and when it's time to wake up. Good bedtime routine is important. You know, relax. So what do we need to think about when, you know, when we are thinking about a sleep routine? You know, you keep a regular routine. You know, get up at a certain time and go to sleep at a certain time, even if you haven't had a good night's sleep. So, you know, you go to sleep at 10 o'clock and you get up at 6 o'clock. Set times rakhe to apne body ne khabar pade chal 10 wagwana chale mare suwa jau parse kato 7 wagwana chalo utwa par amuk jara ke to 6 wage uthai jai, whether you want to or not. That's their body clock that's used to waking up at that time. because the body knows, okay, it's 7 o'clock, it's time to wake up. So, think about where you're sleeping. What's your bedroom? Are you sleeping in a bedroom? What's your bedroom like that you're sleeping in? So they're the things that's worth thinking about. I think it's also worth remembering that having a bedtime routine is really important, and that sometimes bad bedtime routines, negative ones, are harmful, and you do get into bad habits. So we need to learn what the good habits are, because they become really ingrained, and then they can have a negative effect on your physical and mental health. And as we are talking about sleep, I think it's important to remember that sometimes having sleep difficulties is normal when we are stressed. If you have a job interview, if you've got something you need to do, for a few days you might feel really, really stressed and not be able to sleep, and that's normal. It's when it's long term, problem, it's problematic for you. So what can you do to promote sleep, to encourage sleep? I think we all need to think about giving sleep importance, prioritize sleep, make it as part of your daily routine, as your breakfast, as your it's part of your, it's really important as part of your functioning and your daily routine. And I think by us acknowledging that actually sleep is important and doing something about it, that's a step forward. Think about, where are you sleeping? Are you sleeping in the lounge? Are you sleeping in a bedroom? If you're in that bedroom, or what's it like? Is it dark enough? Is it too bright? Is it cold? Is it too hot? What's the temperature like? If it's too hot, open a window, use a fan. If it's too cold, use a hot water bottle or extra blankets to get the right temperature. If it's too too bright, then you might want to think about getting one of those sleeping masks. And if it's too noisy, you might want to think about earplugs that you can get. And you might be sleeping with somebody who snores a lot, so you might want to think about, your partner snores a lot, is there a different room that you can go and sleep in? These are all things you need to think about when you're when you are thinking about sleep. And if it's your windows are really bright and they're not coming in, can you think about getting perhaps them blackout blinds, that just block the sun out? That might be worth thinking about. Turn off your electronic devices, turning them down, like you said about the blue light, turning them off an hour before bed helps. And not having them in the room. If you can try and put them somewhere else, you could maybe, I've got a habit of leaving mine downstairs so I don't have the temptation of going on my phone. You could put it in a different room, you could put it in a drawer somewhere. So, really think about turning those devices off. I know sometimes we say, oh, it's got alarms on it, it's got things on it, but, let's go back to some of the old-fashioned ways of actually having an alarm clock. Get some daylight in the daytime, because daylight and light and day affects your your wake and sleep routine. So if you get lots of daylight in the daytime, your body knows it's time to be awake. We let the sun in. So open your windows, open your curtains in the house. Get some exercise so your body can distinguish between day and night. Because physical activity will help you feel tired. It will also have lots of other health benefits as well. So, keeping active is really important. The other thing you can do is reduce caffeinated drinks and energy drinks. So, tea and coffee, and coffee, because that's or anything with caffeine in it, but like energy drinks, to keep you awake, that as well, that will stimulate your brain and it will keep you awake, and it will stop you from going into deep sleep, which is what you need to rest your body. And you know, the more you drink caffeine, the less you'll be able to sleep. And then we can also get into that vicious cycle as we don't sleep, so we drink more caffeinated drinks to try and stay awake to function for the day. And so we need to just look at these habits. Reduce your alcohol intake, although, you know, say, oh yeah, I need a little drink to help me go to sleep. You know, yes, it can help. I think there's somebody that's having a drink now, you know, you can have a drink. Now, yes, ungawi jai, but asar nikri jai, apne jagai jai. So you wake up after the effects of the alcohol has worn off. So it might help in the immediate run, but throughout the night, it's not actually helpful. It's not, you know, it's best to drink in moderation and not too late in the evening. Don't smoke if you smoke, because that, again, that's a stimulant and it wakes the body. Cigarette smoking, it's got something, it stimulates the body to be alert and to be awake, so it makes it difficult to go to sleep. Avoid eating late at night. Don't eat late at night, because you're still digesting the food. It makes it hard to sleep, especially, you know, heavy spicy meal, bhujia, puri, none of that late at night, because it makes it really hard for the body to digest. And so it's good to have light foods and snacks, you know, like dal rotli or vegetables and rotli or something like that in the evening if you are going to have something later. Napping during the day, if you struggle to sleep in the night time, try not to nap during the day, because it's good. We want to try and keep it, you know, as we want to minimize anything that's going to interrupt any sleep. And also restrict your bedtime activity. Don't sit in, you know, where you sleep, you know, in your bed and go on your phone or on your emails or your laptops, because then you're not associating, your brain is not associating bed with sleep, it's associating with being awake and alert. So computer ke phone bed upar joy ta apne brain magaj mein thai ke or your body ne sarir ne thai ke jagona time che suana time nathi. So it's really important to distinguish, and the only exception is only use bed for sleeping and for sex. That's the only thing that bed should be used for. So when you're in bed, some of the things you might be struggling to do is not be able to get to sleep. So you're unable to sleep. So if it was something that you could, you know, I could suggest thinking about is, you can't get to sleep and you're laying there awake for like 20 minutes, get up and do something relaxing. Do something that, you know, that relaxes you, that's something is very stressful. You could read a really boring book, you know, read a really boring book, do something, you know, count sheet, anything that's really low stimulus, that will just help relax you. And you might be in bed worrying about what you need to do. What you can do is write that down, you know, pen and paper. So you know in your head that what needs to be done, what time, and that you've got a plan to actually deal with that difficulty. So it's not the time now to worry about it, because actually you are going to do something about it. And if you're bothered about the lighting and the noise, earplugs, different room, look at blackout curtains, look at them, blackout masks that you can get. If you're clock watching, you know, every hour you're looking up, turn your clocks around the other way so you can't see them. Because sometimes the more you look at, oh, it's another hour, then you get yourself all worked up that you haven't slept yet. So આપણે જેટલા વધારે clock check કરે તો આપણે વધારે વ્યાધિ થાય જો ઊંઘ નહીં આવે પછી એના લીધે ઊંઘ નહીં આવે because આપણે चिंता કરે કે આપણને ઊંઘ નહીં આવે એટલે પછી you get into that vicious circle of not being able to sleep because you're worrying about not being able to sleep. So what can you do to help you sleep? So think about your bedtime routine. Have a bedtime routine. Do you have one, and does it work for you? Pas bedtime routine and if you haven't, think about what time are you waking up. So depending on what time you are waking up, you can figure out how much sleep you need and what time you might need to go to bed. So my bedtime routine, establish તમે કેટલા વાગે ઉઠવાના છે એ પ્રમાણે પછી સુવાનું તૈયારી કરવા માંડવાનું. So be consistent, wake up at the same time and sleep at the same time 7 days a week. I know Saturday and Sundays we all like, or on our days off if we are doing shift work, we like to lay in, but if we can get up at the same time and sleep at the same time, our bodies will get used to it. And if we need to make adjustments, make small adjustments like 15 minutes at a time or 30 minutes at a time, whatever you can manage. So time adjust karana hoy suano no thwana થોડું કરવાનું 15 મિનિટ 20 મિનિટ એવી રીતના એટલે આપણને બોડીને શોક નહીં લાગે. So we can gradually get used to it. Start winding down an hour before. You start relaxing, start winding down. Turn off your electronic devices. Pajamas perilawana. Brush brush your teeth. Listen to some relaxing music. It might be some bhajans, it might be some classical music, whatever you like to just relax, soft music. Might want to read a book, nothing too like a crime thriller or anything that's going to get your mind where you don't want to read a page turner, because then you won't sleep, because you'll be wanting to know what's going to happen next. So you want to read something that you can just put down. So you could read a book, or you could have some hot milk. That can help you sleep as well. That'll just help relax you. Or herbal tea, no caffeinated tea or coffee, because that will just wake you up. That's not the point. Try some relaxation exercises. You could do the muscle tension, where you tense slowly each part of your body and then release it. So you hold it as hard as you can and then let go. Try some mindfulness, some meditation type exercises, and reduce the noise level. So if somebody's go somewhere quiet or turn the lights down, so you are then slowly starting to wind down for bed. So you need to decide what time you're going to bed. Decide, do I need to make some changes? Don't I need to make changes? So then you know what time you're going to bed. Decide what time do you need to go to bed, and what are you going to do. Find a program that works for you. Because meditation is not for everybody. People don't always like reading. People don't always like listening to music. Relax કરવા માટે એ પ્રમાણે તમે લિસ્ટ કરી નાખવાનું કે હું સુવા 1 કલાક આ ફોન બંધ કરી નાખીશ, પછી હું વાંચીશ, પછી હું જરાક ભજન calming ભજન સંભળા, પછી આ લાઇટ બંધ કરી નાખશે, પછી put my pajamas. So તમને જે ફાવે that's going to relax you. So you need to really think about what activities do you find relaxing, and do it every day. Be consistent with it. Start. It's not just once or twice. No, or suddenly, it's because we have to do it all the time. 6-7 days a week. we need to be doing this. Sunny rowy weekends, bank holidays, you know, go to bed at a particular time and wake up at a particular time. So something I'd like to think about after today's session is, what can you take away? You know, you can help yourself. What can you take from today that's going to help you to maybe improve your night's sleep? And what from today can you use to help yourself? So where you can get help, you can contact me, Chetnaben Mistry at Diamond Mindset. I offer one-to-one coaching and group sessions like today. Get in touch and we can arrange some one-to-ones where we can talk about some of these things. These are my contact details, and you can, you know, maybe contact friends and families, Samaritans, NHS website, Mind, general practitioner, or 111 or A&E if you really are not safe and things are really difficult. Thank you for today. That's the end of my presentation. So if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat box.
Thank you, Chetnaben, for your presentation. Yes, we've got a few questions coming through. I'll go through the questions here on the chat, Chetnaben, but we can unmute people, and then if they want to speak or ask a question, we'll do that. Okay. Okay. So one from Chekistan. Every day I seem to wake up at 3 in the morning, can't sleep after that. I may keep trying for 2 or 3 hours, but can't go back to sleep. I have to have a cup of coffee, then I get back to bed. 5 minutes, I am gone. Why is that the case?
I can tell you. You know, coffee, maybe your body's used to it. I'm not sure, but you know, if you are waking up at 3 in the morning and then you're trying to go to sleep, maybe try the, you know, turning the clock over so you're not clock watching. So you're doing something to relax yourself.
No, I don't have the clock in facing me.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, is it worth getting up and maybe trying something relaxing?
No, I don't worry about anything either.
Oh, okay.
I'm a very happy man.
Maybe you're a light sleeper and just somebody that just can't sleep.
Yeah, nobody can explain this.
Sorry?
Nobody can explain this to me.
Yeah, have you been to the GP?
Nobody seems to be able to explain this reason for me.
Well, it might be your natural sleeping habit. So it'll be about learning to manage that.
But it's a bad habit, because if I go somewhere to friends or relation, it's a bad habit. I have to get up all night. Is it
a bad habit, or is it your habit?
No, I think it's a bad habit, because if ever I go to my sons or daughter, everybody's sleeping and I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or else I just keep awake till morning till somebody gets up.
Yeah. But I mean, if that's normal for you, it's normal for you. It's not, we're not the same. Not everybody's the same, and not everybody has the same sleep patterns.
But people say that if you have a cup of coffee or something like that on a night, you know, you can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
You are awake all the time.
Yeah.
I can't find an answer. I can't find a way around to it.
Yeah.
It's not that I enjoy getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to come downstairs.
So maybe it's just something about how your body is, that you wake up and it's just about how you manage that, and just, yeah.
There's no answer for it.
No.
Yeah.
I've got no magic answer, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I thought I'll.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to doctor and they couldn't answer it.
Yeah, and it might be that what you need to do is accept that this is how you sleep. And, you know, because the more you try to sleep, the more frustrated and angry you're going to get that you can't sleep. So that actually, you don't have to like it. You just have to accept that
It's not that I go to bed very early in the evening either.
No.
I go to bed at 11 o'clock. And we have our supper at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we just have a hot drink after that, and that's it.
Yeah. I think if you're reminding me of somebody I used to work with, and they were very similar in terms of they just couldn't get any sleep. And they've been like that for so long, it was just how they were, and it wasn't pleasant, but or they just couldn't sleep.
Somebody says it's the age as well, as you grow older, it does happen.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily, but you've had it checked out, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, because doctor said, I would like you to come to my hospital and check it out, do some test on you. Yeah, but if he starts giving me some sort of drug to try and do his test or research, I don't want to do that.
No.
He can take
but I think it might be just for you, in terms of your peace of mind, that accepting this is how I sleep and it's okay.
I don't worry about things.
No. Try not to worry about not sleeping.
I'm not worrying about anything apart from sleep. Why am I have to suffer?
Yeah,
that?
we'll try not to worry about not sleeping.
My wife is snoring her head off, she's fast asleep. She doesn't even know that I get up.
Maybe you need to go in the other room.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhai. Okay, from Sashibai, does counting sheep help you go to sleep?
It can do, because it's very mundane and boring. So, so there is something, it's not exactly exciting, is it? So that can eventually.
Okay.
It can do. Maybe it's not for everybody, but not everything works the same for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. What happens when you have, this is from Bhakti bin Deshbai, what happens when you have tried all this and doctor recommends sleeping tablets? So I guess the question is the pros and cons of sleeping tablets. And should we?
I always think, even when I'm working, sleeping tablets are a last resort. If we can try and, solve this by, our behavior and practices, let's do it. But then if you're still struggling, sleeping tablets for the short term, sometimes that can help you get into a routine, and that can help. And there are different types, some people think, sleeping tablets are addictive and they're very reluctant, but there's different types. Some are addictive, some aren't, and some just help you get to sleep, and some don't, they just take the edge off. But it's just, go speak to your GP about that, or your medic. Don't, take anything that you've not been prescribed or you haven't gone through the practitioner for.
I've been to the GP. Everything is bad.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
I've been.
Okay. So thank you, Ben. So from Pradip Bhai, Chetnaben, another excellent presentation. Thank you. Would you please explain the impact on health from a lack of sleep?
Yeah, like I said in my earlier slide, lack of sleep, it affects your concentration, it affects your body's ability to function in the day. So when you're asleep, your body releases hormones to rejuvenate your body, to get your body ready for the day. So and that includes, your physical functioning, your mental functioning, your concentration, ability to focus, and your heart. So when you're not sleeping, things start becoming problematic. So when in the longer run, you can have heart problems, you can have, if you're poorly, it's going to take you longer to get better, and you start forgetting things, and it can make you feel really irritable and tired. So that's why it's really important, that you do get a good night's sleep.
Okay. From Yogesh Bhai, what medicines or herbs are used to help you go to sleep?
I wouldn't recommend any because, you know, in terms of anything to help you sleep, but they do say lettuce is a good, it helps you fall asleep. Something in lettuce that helps you fall asleep. So, you know, we always used to recommend lettuce sandwiches, but that's something I can't endorse, I'm afraid.
From Nirmal and everybody, everyone's sleep requirements differ. Some can't have enough sleep, whilst others may need just a few hours of good sleep and they're fine. So
Yeah,
I think
that's so true. Yeah.
From Minaben, I also get up early, then thoughts keep on repeating in my mind and I don't get to sleep. How can I stop these thoughts coming to my mind, please? Yeah, vichara with the,
yeah. So you know,
people
if
have
it's
getting a lot
you
of
know,
vichars when they wake up and stuff, and
yeah,
worrying
I
about
mean,
things.
yeah, and if it is like I said earlier in the slides, upon like vichara that you're worrying about sukarwan uche kale sukarwan chamara gamba kiche, write it down. You know, write it down and make a plan on how you're going to deal with it. So it's from out of your head and onto a piece of paper. So you're not thinking about the same thing over and over in your head. What you're doing is when it does come in, you know, well, I don't need to worry about that because I've made a plan to deal with that. And, you know, and something that I do often say about, you know, if it's some sort of negative thoughts that you can't do, let it go. Think of some of these bad thoughts. You can't do anything. A bit like unwanted visitors, and you just tolerate them. You put up with them. You don't, you know, you don't give them any attention. You just say, okay, you're here. And we don't, the more you think about it, think karya kare to vadare apna tisuai ne kaini vichara ayo kaini awe ne vichar jai na vichar chana mare am karwanu kain, you know, you stop yourself before you go to bed. Before these, you know, you stop yourself, you don't engage in them thoughts, you don't give it, it was a nadnia, but you don't give it any attention. It doesn't want any of you, we don't just, it's not worth the attention. So you want to just let it come and go.
Is it fair to say to have happy thoughts instead? Is that what you?
Yeah, well, I think in sleep, even happy thoughts can keep you awake. So you can try, you know, in the daytime, you can have happy thoughts, try and change, see it from a different perspective. But in the nighttime, you want to just, if you then you're thinking about happy thoughts instead of the bad thoughts, which will then keep you awake. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to try
I start chanting Hanuman Chalisa, but
yeah.
Then sometimes I get sleep. Otherwise, you know, it's very difficult to stop thoughts repeating in the mind all the time, and then you can't get sleep until morning.
Yeah,
even
or
in
I
the morning, then
it's
you have to
something
wake
I know I've when I struggle, like Om, if you chant Om or Om Namah Shivaya, that seems to help me sometimes when I've struggled with it. So it's what works for you, whether, because the thing with when we say Om Namah Shivaya or Om, it's the same thing over and over again. So you're not having like the Hanuman Chalisa bole, you've got different lines to that. So if there's some sort of mantra, some sort of chant that you're saying repeatedly, it's less effort for you.
It helps a little bit because then my mind gets off the bad thoughts or whatever is disturbing me, and then sometimes I get sleep, but sometimes I don't get sleep till morning. And in the morning, then I feel very bad, you know.
Yeah, but yeah,
so
if you could try and focus on
what to do about it.
But even if you focus on, you know, if you're doing the Hanuman Chalisa,
I also write it down, but it doesn't help much.
But even if you sort of clear your mind and just have one thing on your mind, like say, you know, for example, Hanuman image, you've got that in your head and you're just focusing on that, then what you're doing is you're focusing your mind and your mind isn't going anywhere else. Or you can imagine Om on the top of your forehead there and you're just focusing on that. It's a bit like mindfulness. Is that helpful?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Okay, from Batiben, thank you for a great session. This is from Mystery Tablet. I'm not sure it's for me or for everyone. It says, but try to concentrate on your breathing and relax each part of your body on each breath. I guess is that the case, Chetnaben?
Yeah, I think it's what works for people, so that might work. And it's a suggestion, isn't it? I think it's an invite for everybody to have a go, and if that works for you, that's good.
This is another good question from Amrit Bhai. How many hours before going to bed should you have dinner? Because you mentioned
I'd say about 2 to 3 hours, because it takes a while for the food to digest. So, you know, in the evening, it will be eating later than 7, 8 o'clock max if you're going to bed at 10.
Okay, so તમે 12 વાગે હોવાનો હોય તો 9 વાગે પહેલા ખાઈ લેવાનું. 10 વાગે હોય તો 7.
Even I think 9 વાગે is late because our body is shutting down, it's slowing down. So Sanjay vela khai, that's better. So yeah, 6-7 વાગે જમી લઈને, but if you're hungry, you can have some fruit or something light.
Okay. This one, I have I have sleep apnea and have machine to help sleep. And recommend to go to check out from Mumbai. So I guess it is a machine, a sleep machine help people. Have you heard of that, Chetnaben?
It's not something I'm aware of. That would be a sleep specialist that would look at that.
Yeah. Okay. Great session.
I think it's worth just clarifying that this is sort of some sleep, not chronic sleep difficulties, but these are things that we can do to help ourselves. So the more chronic, some people can get referred to specialists and go to the GP.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I'll just finish these questions one. I'll let me finish the ones on the chat and then we can go, we'll open everything. I know a few people have raised their hands. Harishbhai, you've raised your hands as well. So, okay, from K Mistry, deep breathing and meditation assists with helping to sleep. Also, yoga techniques can help incredibly as well. Chetnaben says exercise helps.
About the snoring.
Yeah. There's a few other things.
I think it's worth being mindful when it comes to exercise, not doing vigorous exercise, not doing harsh exercise before you go to bed, because that sends your endorphins, your happier hormones in your system, that actually wakes you up. So doing gentle stretches and exercises like yoga is fine, but anything, you know, don't go for a big run or don't go, you know, do fast bike exercise or anything like that.
Okay, thank you. So Thalam, I do press points on my fingers on both hands and it seems to help me fall asleep. Another trick.
Is there Thalam here that can help, that can demonstrate that might be, people might find helpful?
Hi Chetna, it's Taramasi. Hiya. Hiya. What it is on our hands, you know how we have these little points here? Segments.
Oh, yeah.
All I do, I press like 10 times on each pad like that. So I do one hand and then I do the other hand. And then I do here. Sorry, I do here.
Yeah.
So I do that on both hands and it seems to help me go to sleep.
Relaxes.
It relaxes me because you're concentrating on your pressure points because you're counting. I do a count of 10 on each. So that's 30.
So it's that thing of focusing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. A couple of other points. Okay, somebody says log on to YouTube for sleep affirmation.
Yeah, can we do that before the 1 hour before bedtime routine so you're not awake?
Thanks for the tip, Darren. I think that's it.
Thank you, Dharamasi.
Yeah. Okay, I think hopefully I've got everybody on the chat. Bulk enjoy if I've missed anybody. if we just opening it up to everybody. Harishma, I think you got your hand raised, unmute, and you can ask your question.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Wonderful program, Chetna.
Thank you, Ashma.
Well, there's one thing, is this waking up thing at a particular time in the morning an inheritance thing? Because I remember my dad used to wake up at the same time. I do the same time about 4:30 in the morning, and my son tends to do that same thing as well. Go to sleep after that, that's fine. But it's just automatically the sleep, like an alarm clock, it just goes. My dad used to have the same problem. So I'm just wondering if it's an inheritance thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be like learned behavior, it's something that you've learned or something that's subconsciously, it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any biological facts or anything like that, but it may well be that, because we do, we take on habits from our parents and grandparents and things like that. So maybe that's just in the biological makeup, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, I always laugh about it in the sense that when we go out and બધા કહેતા મારે કામે જવાનું છે સવારના મારે વહેલું ઉઠવાનું છે મારે આ કરવાનું છે મેં કીધું મારે પણ 4:30 વાગે ઉઠવાનું છે તો એ લોકો કહે કેમ તો મેં કીધું ટોયલેટમાં જવાનું સુઈ જવાનું પાછું જઈને.
Yeah. And it might be that, so you just need to empty your bladder or something at that time, and that's just that's your body clock. I mean, I think it's when it becomes a problem we need to do, if it's okay for you and you can manage it and it's not too disruptive.
No, that's fine. I do that, but it's just that I was wondering because my dad used to have the same thing.
Yeah, it may well be.
Yeah. The other thing that reminded me of was it's aside. When I was in the hostel a long time ago, my roommate and both of us used to be quite bad sleepers. And when you spoke about clocks, what we used to do to wind each other up was to put that 2 hours behind or in front.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for that answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, worries. Yeah.
Bijuko, anybody would like to ask a question?
Taco Kakas, I think.
It's quite opposite to what you have said about the sleeplessness. I get sleep every time. This has been going for many. I'm retired. I'm 86, but this has been even when I was working. I go to sleep even I'm working on a computer. I go to sleep. When I was giving my exam, I went to sleep. Now when I'm watching television, I go to sleep. If I'm sitting down in a satsang or anywhere, I immediately go to sleep. What is the reason? And I sleep very well at night. When
You're very active.
Yeah.
You might be somebody that needs a lot of sleep.
I get a lot of sleep. But what is the reason for that?
I don't know. Everybody's different, and some people need more sleep than others. And I know personally, I need a lot of sleep. I think if I get 8 hours, that's like my minimum. And I think just our bodies are different. Everybody's body is different. And sometimes, if it's a problem, it's worth going to see your doctor about it. But, and it might be worth trying the getting up and going to bed at the same time so your body gets used to it. Try the daytime, going out for a walk, getting the daylight in and dimming the lights at night. So, and so try and be in the bright when you're awake. Try that and see whether that helps. I don't know what the reason is. I couldn't tell you.
Even if it's bright, in the satsang, I go to sleep. Now, I went to see the doctor, and the doctor said, I can give you tablets, but you might end up insomnia. So you will not get sleep at all. So that would be a side effect. So I said, no, I don't want it then. So I refused.
I think he's trying to find he's trying to find a routine that works for you and trying to figure out that
I go out for a walk as well, with my rollator, not independently, and do all the exercise in the morning. Also, Arunam Milom and all the
you're doing all you can, so it might just be how things are.
But as the girl said, the pressure points, everything, but not to go to sleep, but to wake up. Anyway, so that's not.
Maybe you need it. Maybe you need to read an exciting book or something.
Maybe it's done. My brother's also got the same problem.
Oh yeah, yeah, it may
It's
well
done.
be.
The family looks like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, keep going.
Anyway, thank you. For
Thank
your,
you, Kaka. Keep going. You're doing. Sounds like you're doing
Thank you for
fantastically.
your information that you have given. It's
Oh,
very
you're
beneficial
welcome.
to other
Thank
people.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Thakur Mama. It's nice to see you as well, actually, Thakur Mama.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Beta.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, Chetnaben. I think thank you for a very informative program. And thank you also, Apre, for the 3 programs you put on general mental health, stress last week, and sleep as well. So they're fabulous. Hopefully we can utilize you again sometime in the future as well. So thank you very much.
Can I just say thank you to everybody for showing up every week and come in and participate in, and I think you've helped just as much as I have in, you know, breaking the stigma, in tackling that. And it's really nice to see, you know, loads of generations, and, you know, just because that Thakur Kaka has given me his age, you know, 8 to 6, that's, you know, brilliant that you've come and you're, you know, you can show the youngsters what to do, you know, you can lead the way, and I feel really privileged that you're here. And I'm very grateful for everybody that's come and that's helping me with this course too. So please spread the word of my work. If anybody needs anything, get in touch with me via the contact details and my website, diamondmindset.co.uk. But thank you ever so much, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
Brilliant, thank you. Before I go, I just wanted to say thank you, but we've got a few more programs. My internet is a bit playing up at the moment, but I'm going to share the screen, so I'll hope you can see it. So, can you see that? Hopefully, share that. Can you see that, Chetnaben?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so just to, but then we have a Zoom, a Zoom session. We've got another session in terms of Apra Prajapati got talent in on Shanivar. So last year, you know, it was very successful. Now I think we had 1,000 devices log on. So let me Germanis join to watch this show. So again, Pachame Kairuche, Piyush Bhai and the team. And so Tame Barwage, Choage Saniware Jojo. We have got it's very popular, so please try and join as soon as possible at 6 o'clock to watch that program. I've seen some of the clips of the program. It's fabulous. Yeah, Chokra and adults, very talented adults doing various things. I won't give the game away when it comes to what they're doing and stuff, but it's fabulous. So much talent we have got. So this is definitely worth a program to watch. The Jai Negatio Chowage Ready Kaju and watch that on Saturday. So that's one thing we were doing. Luckily, you know, pandemic at the and hopefully we can go to live sessions as well. On the 29th of May, Mahila Sammelan is the program there. So Binaben, our Mahila coordinators, I've set up a show then. So we will give you details of how to get tickets after this weekend. Please, if you would like to go to the Mahila Sammelan, please get the tickets from your respective branches or contact any of the SPA UK people, and we will try and get you some tickets for that as well. So thank you, Binaben, for arranging that as well. It's been 3 years since we've had a live event, so we definitely are looking forward to that as well. Emni Pachi, we have also got a couple of other things as well, but they're not quite finalized. And then the one we have got finalized is the Senior Sammelan July again Leicester and we will give you details of a poster and how to get tickets for that as well. So there is still a lot of things we've got going for SPA UK. We just need your support to do things, and our session like Chetnaben has done, and that you think they are useful and they can do sessions on government. They are health sports education and we will try and put something on, because I think more and more people are joining the sessions. We had over 170 people, I think, Chetnaben devices joined today. So that's that's great and stuff. And as more people know, and we put on these shows, they are joining in. So thank you very much. That's it. I think. Thank you, Tame, the joint Raja. Please look forward to your support more and more in the next few months as well, and hopefully after not only Zoom sessions, but after we can meet live as well. So it's nice to meet everybody. Okay. Sorry, we have got one more question. Mystery Tablet, you've raised your hand. Unmute yourself.